I still remember the sound before I remember the pain. A sharp crack, like someone snapping a thick piece of wood over their knee. For half a second, my brain refused to accept it was my arm making that noise. Then everything rushed in at once. Heat, pressure, panic, and the realization that something had gone terribly, permanently wrong. That moment didn't just break my arm. It broke the version of me that still believed staying quiet would keep me safe. Let me rewind because the story didn't start there. It started with excitement. The kind that keeps a kid awake the night before, staring at the ceiling, replaying tomorrow in their head. I was 13, flying alone for the first time, heading across the country to see my mom after almost a year apart. She'd worked double shifts to afford that ticket, and not just any ticket. She surprised me with first class. Said I deserved something nice for once. I remember laughing, thinking she was joking. People like us didn't fly first class. But there it was, my name on the boarding pass right up front. At the airport, my aunt hugged me tight the way adults do when they're proud but nervous. She told me to be polite, to listen, to keep my head down. "You know how people can be," she said, choosing her words carefully. I nodded, even though I hated that sentence. It followed me everywhere. At check-in, the agent squinted at my ticket like it was a typo, asked where my parents were, asked again, picked up the phone to verify something. Other passengers breezed past while I stood there shrinking, wondering if I'd done something wrong just by existing. Eventually, she handed the pass back without apologizing. That should have been my first warning. By the time I boarded, I could already feel eyes on me. The looks weren't loud, but they were heavy. Curious. Suspicious. A couple behind me whispered, not even trying to hide it. "First class," someone said under their breath. I pretended not to hear. That was my specialty back then. The cabin looked like a commercial. Soft lighting, wide seats, everything calm and expensive. I found my seat right by the window, and for a moment I let myself enjoy it. I touched the armrest, stared out at the runway, thought about texting my mom a picture later. Then a voice cut in. "Hey, sweetheart, you sure you're in the right place?" The flight attendant stood there smiling, but it didn't reach her eyes. Her name tag said Marlene. She looked at me, then at my seat number, then back at me again. I handed her my boarding pass. She held it like it might bite her. "This section is for premium passengers," she said slowly. "I know," I said. "That's me." She called another attendant over, whispered something while glancing at me, then finally handed the pass back. "All right. Sit tight." The way she said it made it sound like a warning. From that point on, everything shifted. She laughed with other passengers, offered drinks, chatted like they were old friends. When she passed my row, her smile disappeared. When food service started, she gave everyone choices. Steak or fish, warm bread, real plates. When she reached me, she dropped a tray down hard. "That's what we have left." The food looked like something scraped together out of obligation. I stared at it, then at the plates around me. I swallowed and asked as politely as I could if there was any chance I could have the same meal as everyone else. She leaned in, her voice low. "You should be grateful you're getting anything." Someone a few rows back chuckled. Another voice said, "Kids these days think they're entitled to everything." My face burned, but I didn't say anything. I ate what I could, tasting nothing. An hour later, I needed the restroom. The first-class bathroom was empty, door open, light off. I stood up, took one step, and Marlene appeared like she'd been waiting. "Where do you think you're going?" "I just need to use the bathroom. That restroom is for first class. I am in first class." She smiled, but it was sharp. "I don't care what that ticket says, use the one in the back." People were watching now. Some uncomfortable. Some amused. No one intervened. I felt small stupid for even asking. I turned back toward my seat, ready to walk past rows of strangers just to pee, when she grabbed my shoulder. "Move," she said. Her grip tightened. I tried to pull away and said, "You're hurting me." That's when she twisted my arm behind my back hard and fast like she'd done it before. The crack echoed through the cabin. I screamed. My arm folded in on itself, pain exploding so violently I couldn't think. She let go immediately, stepping back like she'd touched something dirty. Blood soaked into my shirt. Someone shouted. Another attendant ran over, white-faced. I couldn't breathe. Everything felt far away. Then the cockpit door opened. A man stepped out tall, steady, scanning the scene. His eyes landed on me and went wide. He moved fast, dropping to his knees beside me, careful not to touch my arm. "Hey," he said softly. "I've got you. I'm right here." I didn't know him, but I believed him. "What happened?" he asked, his voice calm in a way that felt practiced. "She assaulted her," someone said. Another passenger nodded, then another. Marlene tried to explain. Said I was disobedient, said I wouldn't listen, said it was an accident. The man stood up slowly. "You broke a child's arm," he said. Not angry, worse, certain. He turned out to be the captain. The authority in his voice shifted the entire cabin. He ordered medical supplies, asked for witness statements, called for security to meet the plane. People who'd been silent before suddenly found their voices. The same ones who'd laughed now looked away. The rest of the flight passed in a blur. My arm was splinted. Someone held my good hand. The captain checked on me every few minutes, his voice coming through the speakers asking how I was doing. When we landed, paramedics rushed in. Cameras flashed. Security escorted Marlene off the plane in handcuffs. At the hospital, doctors confirmed the break was bad. Surgery pins, months of recovery. My mom arrived, shaking furious, holding my face like she was afraid I'd disappear. She kept apologizing for letting me fly alone. I kept telling her it wasn't her fault. The story exploded online. Videos surfaced. Witnesses spoke. The airline released statements full of regret and commitment to change. Marlene was fired. Charged. People argued about it on TV, online, everywhere. Some said it was justified. Some said I was exaggerating. That part hurt almost as much as the break. Healing took time. Not just the arm. The part of me that froze when someone in authority spoke too sharply. The part that wondered if I really belonged anywhere nice. Therapy helped. So did anger, if I'm honest. Anger gave me my voice back. Months later, I told my story publicly for the first time. My hands shook. My voice cracked. But I said it anyway. I said staying quiet doesn't keep you safe, it just keeps things the same. I said silence protects the wrong people. I'm older now. Stronger. I don't lower my eyes anymore. I don't apologize for taking up space. What happened to me shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't take a broken bone or a viral video or a man in uniform stepping in for people to care. So here's my question for you. If you'd been on that plane, what would you have done? Would you have spoken up when it was uncomfortable or waited until it was undeniable? Drop your honest answer in the comments. Talk about it. Argue about it. Because these moments don't end when the video does, and neither does the responsibility.